Welcome to another episode of the Apocalypse, which I'm going to have to make as quick as possible because I'm starving. Anyway, did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you the facade would drop more and more, and they would show you what they are, and eventually they won't be able to hide it. They will have to go full Reich and reveal it. But it has been quite obvious this was a white supremacist, white nationalist movement since 2015. They've made it quite clear. Not that the right wing was anything but in the modern age, since before I was born. For all the crazies that were calling them Nazis, and for all the disingenuous cunts of Satan saying we were being dramatic for 10 years. What about today? But that's not the point. What about Inauguration Day again for all the crazies that was throwing the word Nazi around, right? We were all crazy, remember? What happened on Inauguration Day? Leon Scum got on a stage gacked up on ketamine, Special K, and ecstasy, and God knows what else. And did, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 Nazi salutes so everyone could see him in each direction, with his chest out, proudly. Then he cried like a baby when everyone said Nazi the next day, when he literally did a Nazi fucking salute. So that was kind of the indicator on where this was bloody going, wasn't it? The actual literal Nazi salute on fucking global television on Inauguration Day. And then concentration camps surprised you. Then masked men murdering us surprised you and kidnapping people and sending them to concentration camps. The ghoul out there giving commentary on plenary authority and then realizing he fucked up and revealed too much of the plan too early. Remember that? That was your doom in that moment. The ghoul frozen on camera because he fucked up. That part of the Goebbels speech was supposed to be for much later. According to the plan they had before you gave them the keys back. But then came today, and I will not debate anyone on this. A 3-year-old knows what this means, knows what it's referring to, knows why it's being done. Save your dignity, man, even if you're a sweaty Russian in dying Russia. In a basement with 97 smartphones. Save your bloody dignity, your country is burning, son. I knew it would be. Always, as your dumb, uneducated, alcoholic, pimp ass is sweating in a basement with 97 smartphones, trolling for Vlad and the glory of the motherland, fatherland, whatever the fuck you call it. that was destined to be ash. I laughed at you the entire time I've spoken with some of you. For I knew what you were doing would be your ruin, whilst you were doing it. Look at you now, Ivan, Sergei, Anatoly, whatever the fuck your worthless name is. You've got gas lines 10 miles long. You've got people fighting whilst they're in line for gas, looking for a porta potty to take a shit in. But that's nothing new for Russians. The porta potty, the shitting outside. Your country on the edge of defeat via Ukraine. And even if Donny swoops in and helps you, you are still headed for ruin. We all are. And every dumbass little Anatoly in the basement, trolling for the past 15 years. You hastened your own demise. Well done. Now, please don't waste my time trying to tell me that this doesn't mean what I think and everyone else bloody knows it means. Donny posted this today, that he's going to slap up, if he has not slapped it up already, on the White House. In gold, of course. Never mind the filter. Every human that sees this knows exactly what it means. Knows exactly what it's referring to, knows what its significance is, knows what it portends. Knows what it is hearkening back to. His idol, Adolf fucking Hitler. Cunts. I fucking hate you. Donny giving the game away. Right in front of your face. Like he always has. A literal Nazi eagle for the Fourth Reich. He cannot use the exact Nazi eagle. Don't worry, they will in time. Why? Because Donny sees himself as the Hitler figure Leon tried to be. He got a foot up the arse by the Antichrist. And I told you that would happen before it happened. I told you they would not defeat Donny. Leon would not be Chancellor. And Donny didn't like Leon and his little child running around saying he's not president in the White House. And I knew in that very moment that Donny would get rid of him. And I told you once he got rid of him, once Greasy Pete Thale, JD, and Leon made their move with the big Epstein revelation, that they would fail. I told them they would fail before any of the controversy even happened. I addressed them directly, right in front of you. I told you since day one, and I told them, for I'm talking to all them out there as well. They know who I am. I told you Donny had the blessing. And you would not take him out. Be ye on the side of Satan and yourself, or the side of good. A Stauffenberg, if you will fail. The same way Stauffenberg failed. Still a hero in my book. It was not time yet. Adolf had the blessing. Now we have the modern Adolf, and he's screaming it from the goddamn mountaintops. If the concentration camps and murders of your fellow citizens and kidnapping of your fellow citizens was not enough, here it is again. Donnie screaming, "I, Adolf Hitler," from the bloody mountaintops, right on your house, the White House. For it is Donnie's house now. It is Hitler's house now. It is Satan's house. It is the Antichrist's house. And we will never get it back. I know that's hard to believe, little children. The Nazi eagle should prove it, though, shouldn't it? This is an actual Nazi standard that someone put next to the eagle. We all know what it is, son. Especially when it's slapped on the front of a building. Like the White House. Now the two next to each other. Donnie cannot use the exact symbol, like he could not do a full Nazi salute on July 4th. He had to do a version. Leon did a slightly altered, very slightly. They cannot do the exact. They would love to, though. The same way on the coin, little tiny children. Instead of the 666, you get the FFF. Cannot do it too overtly, yet overtly. Like the goddamn eagle. Nazi Germany 1945 and today United States 2026, another Nazi eagle standard. All of this comes from Rome. Hitler based everything on Rome. The final empire of this world is compared to Rome. Might as well be called New Rome in the Bible. I noticed that when I was a young man, I used to tell people, we are Rome. I didn't know the significance of that. Until Donnie came along. That we truly were Rome. And we will fall like Rome. So we have the revived Roman Empire, also known as America, as a Nazi Reich in 2026. After the entire world already had to do this once. I'm sure millions of Americans or hundreds of thousands had to die to defeat the Nazis. And then you cunts come along and make their sacrifice for naught. How goddamn bloody dare you? Don't worry, the Lord will show you the error of your ways in quite a violent manner. You have never seen horror, nor have I. Until that horrific day, son. We don't even know what it is. Neither does the devil. He will, though. We all will. So again, please, let's not even try to say we're being dramatic with the comparisons. We have the Nazi salutes and concentration camps to go along with it, son, and the mass Gestapo, killing us whenever they feel like it, or kidnapping us, or showing up at our house at 2 a.m., peeking in our window, or showing up at a polling location because someone posted about fat fuck Johnny being a goddamn murderer of Renee Good. When fat fuck Johnny is indeed a fat fucking murderer. And he filmed it. And as I said, I have a feeling God will play him that recording whilst he is traversing to the lake, crying, sniveling, begging. All he will hear is his video. All he will see is his video, I'm sure. It's, again, just a feeling I have, a fleeting, just a little feeling. They had Russ Vought, Mr. Project 2025, in a hearing today. Mr. Pocan says, you are a Christian nationalist by declaration. First of all, there is no such thing as a Christian nationalist. Let me just say this. None of you are Christian nationalists. None of you are Christian. You're white nationalists. Just like Adolf Hitler's movement, goddamn literally. Again, something else I've been saying for 10 years. So Mr. Vought is a white nationalist, not a Christian nationalist. But they use the word Christian on it to make it more palatable. It's not 1933 anymore. You can't say you're a white nationalist in front of people. So Mr. Vought, Mr. Project 2025, this is the second time you've used that slander. Slander, he says, in front of the cameras. Mr. Pocan says, you wrote an article. Is there anything actually wrong with Christian nationalism? Well, I guess you're a goddamn Christian nationalist. If you say that in an article, title it even. Again, they're white nationalists. There's not a Christian amongst them. And they have hijacked Christ. In your, what do I call it? In your mission to join the devil in the abyss, that you will do literal backflips mentally and physically to achieve. I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm so disgusted. Russ Vought is Mr. Project 2025. Everything you're seeing now, including what the Democrats are voting yay on because they got paid, was in that Project 2025. In fact, many of them warned us about it, then they ended up voting for a major aspect of it. Under the guise of helping the little children's. No, here's who you're helping, dumbass liberals. You're helping yourselves get rounded the fuck up by the Reich. And you're helping this man, Russ Vought, Mr. Project 2025. He is laughing at you, Miss Cortez, Miss Pelosi, Mr. Schiff, all of you dumbass idiot liberals who I spent way too much time defending, who have now sold us the fuck out. You did it for this person, who will one day round you the fuck up, using the very tools you voted for. Another reason I know it's not a liberal idea, because it was in the Project 2025 manuscript, manifesto. That's what I was trying to say. In your quest to join Mr. Vout and the devil in the abyss and Donnie, you have hijacked Christ and identified yourselves with him, as Mr. Vout has, as when he dares write the title Christian Nationalist. Here is the point, little children of Satan. You are smearing Jesus' name and his mission. You are fucking with the plan of God and the children he would like to see go his way. You give God the Father a bad name. You make him unappealing to the masses. Because you dare let the word Christian or Jesus pass your accursed fucking lips in front of people. Therefore, they identify you with Christianity, with Jesus Christ. Son, what I'm trying to tell you, the rubes at the bottom, your people in government that are part of the white nationalist movement. You besmirch the name of Christ and God the Father by identifying yourselves as Christian or a Christian nationalist movement. How goddamn dare you? Leave God out of it, leave Christ out of it. Don't declare as Christians, declare as white nationalists. You don't even have to be white. There are many of you ethnic minorities on board with Satan and the white nationalists. They hate you all, and they would love to execute you. That's what they think of you. Even Uncle Clarence. Yet he goes along for that 30 pieces of silver, betraying his people, his God, his nation. And he's not even white, although I'm sure he wishes he was, by the company he keeps. You all make other humans, and you will pay for this. You make other humans say, I would never want to be part of that thing, Jesus Christ and God the Father and Christianity, because you have hijacked it and ruined its name with your evil, with your devilry, with your white supremacist movement, which all right-wing politics ever was since 1945. It's been Nazi and fascism light. Now we have the maximum expression again, full Nazism, full Reich, full fascism, and that's for the world this time. Hitler did not have the technology, the money, or the bodies to take the world. Johnny does. And he will for a moment. Let me move on. Rovina Naboy in Kenya lost her little daughter Jane to starvation in a refugee camp. After Leon scummed through U.S. aid into the wood chipper, food was rationed to 40% of daily caloric needs, and 1 meal a day. The world's richest man did that. Leon wanted names. People are giving names. And stories. This is what it looks like. I'm not reading all that. I gave you the synopsis. Again, it's a real simple equation. When you remove billions of dollars from the third world, you also remove lives. That is a real, simple equation. And anyone that's not a disingenuous cunt of Satan can admit that. Leon wanted names. He's getting names, and he's losing his fucking mind. Jim Stewartson. Wow, I don't even know how to process this. He's selling 250 pardons to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States being free of a tyrannical king. Yes, an article came out how an idea was floated, which means it's going on right now. Donnie wanted to do 250 pardons for the 250th anniversary. Of course, Donnie would do 250 pardons every day if he could, as long as everyone had the check ready. So this isn't about the celebration, it's just about letting everyone know that the pardon door is twice as open as it was before, as long as you've got the goddamn money. He was already doing this. This isn't news. Obviously, he talked to his people and said, I want to do 250 in a very short span of time. Because he's a lying, cheating, murdering, raping, pedophilic grifter. Everyone has known that pardons have been for sale in the first term and the second. And no one has pardoned as many as Donnie. A Nazi eagle at the White House. 88-foot flagpoles. Yes, that significant Nazi number 88. Forgot about that. Nazi salutes. Third Reich slogans such as one homeland, one people, one heritage, and one of ours, all of yours. These aren't parallels or coincidences. They're turning America into Nazi Germany 2.0 and rubbing our faces in it. You're just noticing now? 10 years. And it ramped up triple when he got the keys back. It's been obvious, and then down there in the corner, there's Leon with the salute. That gave the whole game an entire future where it was going right to full Reich. Leon thought he was going to be President or Chancellor of America, as Adolf Hitler did. He got co-chancellor, and then he got a black eye and a foot up the ass. Because Donnie has the blessing, he is the Antichrist. I know, Leon, you wanted it. I know, Greasy Pete, you wanted it. I know others wanted it. George Bush Sr. I'm very sorry. Adolf Hitler, I'm very sorry. Donnie got the blessing. I cannot believe they are going as far as early as this, as putting a literal straight up Nazi eagle on the front of the fucking White House in gold. Full Reich coming soon. Be prepared. Not that that's possible. It sounds good, though. I told you people, for 10 years and especially since January 25 and right before, it's going to the bad place, son. The place you see in documentaries and we talk of theoretically. Again, if the cops, if the Moscow Gestapo, murdering people, kidnapping anyone they want with full immunity, if that didn't show you how dire this is, the Nazi eagle should. My God, just giving the whole game away. As if Leon didn't do that on Inauguration Day. He didn't do that Nazi salute for fun. That was an era being ushered in, little children. I'm going to take a break now. "2026, the year of our Lord, a gold Nazi eagle is being nailed to the front of the White House. I bloody hate you." Exactly where I thought it was going for 10 years, why I've been yelling. Not for fun. Wait till he shoots off the nuke. That'll be some real good times. Okay. Okay, do you want to see your future and the future of America? Let me take the filter off for a moment. That's the future. Guaranteed. Just look at the reflecting pool. Look at the White House grounds. Look at the Kennedy Center. Look at all of it. Oh, I forgot to tell you what Donnie wrote when he posted it. A golden gift to the White House for its 250th birthday year. No, it's a gift for Donnie. Fulfilling his dreams of being goddamn Adolf Hitler. It's what happens when you're born to a pimp clan member. Born from a monster. And you have plenty of time and money. So you get to fantasize about things like running the fucking world. Because you've got nothing better to do. And you read Hitler's speeches. You know, like Greasy Pete, Leon, Donnie. They all have the same dream. Greasy Pete just likes to do it from more behind the scenes, that's all. That's what you have time to do when you're living off of Daddy's money. A golden gift to the White House while we're all out here struggling because of them, making it worse intentionally. He's slapping gold eagles on the White House, which I'm sure you paid for. Oh, there's more to the eagle. If you are wondering if we're being dramatic or not. Okay, so this eagle is an issue, and not for just the two major reasons everyone is talking about symbolically. The 11 stars and stripes typically represent the Confederacy. The eagle was a Nazi symbol, but what this actually is and why it's worse is a symbol of the American Bund. That's B-U-N-D. Now the Bund very deliberately used 13 stars and stripes on their eagle, but this design marries the two together. So that's fun. And I hate you. Celebration of Nazism. Celebration of the Confederacy. Nazis traitors to their nation. The end of their nation. The Confederacy. Traitors to their nation so fat, greedy southern plantation owners could keep their free labor, even though they would still be rich if they actually paid people. Then came the Tea Party, right-wing politics, which was not but an extension of all that. The Confederacy and Nazism and fascism and evil and Satan. Then came MAGA. And they finally got that Confederate flag to the White House. The South finally won the war. Modern-day Confederate traitors stormed our capital to turn us into a dictatorship of white supremacists, of Nazis, who would turn our country into this, what it is right now. You know, where masked goons go out and shoot the right kind of people. What they've always dreamed of, their utopia, which is why it's all over. The Confederacy finally won. The Nazis won. The devil won. And there's no stopping it. We have no one in government representing us anymore. The Liberals are voting for Full Surveillance Project 2025. They got checks. Even though it was Roosevelt's idea. Why not put a 666 on it as well, Donny? What's next, Donny? Are you going to grow a little square mustache? Cunt of Satan. It's a complete coincidence that the 11 stars and stripes on this piece of junk happens to match the number of states in the Confederacy. Do not make with the conspiracy theories. A lot of things have 11, and the North Carolina booth had a Confederate flag too, so no big deal. Fox News for the third or fourth day in a row, I don't know. Broadcasting in front of an empty field. This is from today, just like yesterday, and the day before. This is what your Antichrist has done to America. An empty field. I'm amazed Fox is broadcasting this. I'm amazed the White House is allowing it. It just says it. It says it all. The devil is this repulsive. The Antichrist is this repulsive. Right-wing politics is this repulsive. Not even 100 people, even the most vile monsters can get 100 people. If you didn't realize you're fucked, this empty field should help. For you may see an empty field and laugh. I see doom. Donald Trump announces plans to affix giant golden homage to Nazi Germany and America-themed version of Adolf Hitler's infamous Reichsadler, yep, to the front of the White House as Americans experience the early throes of a massive, even historic economic collapse. Right, and here's Donny's approval ratings. 31% approval, 68% disapprove. Presidents would rather die than have an approval rating like that. That's a great assessment by Mr. Seth Abramson. Stated in plain English, your reality. The state of the empire. The state being over. Just like I said you were voting for. I said it was over January 2025. Once he got the keys, it would be over from that moment, and it has been. My God. A year and a half later, we're at 31% 1% approval, bombing girls' schools, murdering US citizens in mosques, bombing people in the Caribbean, bombing 8 other countries, affixing a Nazi eagle to the front of the White House. That's after ruining the reflecting pool, the Kennedy Center, the White House, and the grounds. What else can be that much of a menagerie but Satan and his Antichrist? How could one man accomplish all this ruin? Simple. He's the Antichrist. It's what he's here for. You cannot accidentally do this much Nazi shit, yep. None of it's an accident. It's been intentional since 2015. Every white supremacist hand sign made at the White House by Cernovich or whoever. Every Pepe Frog meme. Every Nazi salute. Every concentration camp. Every bit of fake gold affixed to the walls. And a Nazi eagle nailed to the front of the White House. None of it coincidence, and bunker being the main priority. That you're paying for, again, dumbasses. Like I always said you would from second one. Seth Abramson again, talking about Leon. Every single day, Leon screams from the heavens that he's the closest thing humanity has to a real-life demon, and about 50% of us just refuse to listen. You literally don't have to do anything more than just watch and listen to what this man does and says every day in public life. Leon dared anyone to name someone U.S. aid cuts killed, and Nicholas Kristof, who did research on this, told Leon a lot of names, and now Leon's crashing the fuck out. And these are a bunch of comments by Leon and others. I'm not going to read them. I took one that gives us the whole story. Leon got the names he was looking for. What's the problem here? Why all the anger? Leon, do you realize you're a mass murdering cunt of Satan that's destined to burn? Is that what it is, Leon? The Great American State Fair crowd was so small the Trump administration canceled the assassination attempt. A brilliant joke. Brilliant. "11 stars for the Confederate." I'll read that again. I lost signal. 11 stars for the Confederate States instead of 13 stars for the original colonies is a detail most Americans won't notice because of our public school system, yep. Or won't acknowledge when there's people out there saying, yeah, that's a straight-up Nazi eagle celebrating the Confederacy. You're being dramatic, ridiculous. Despite the 11 stars. Despite the similarity to the Nazi eagle. Disingenuous country is also why your country's over. I hope it was worth it. Winning the debate with the big talking point from the devil. That's not a Nazi eagle. The 11 stars doesn't mean the Confederacy. They're not racist. We're not Nazis. We're not evil. Yes, you are. You'll learn that lakeside. That your talking points were all for naught, useless, worthless, wastes of oxygen. There will be no talking pointing your way out. There will be no Miss Levitt to lie for you and give you the ammunition you need. It doesn't work that way there. It works that way here. Your talking points cost you the world and your future and your children's future and my future, which is why I goddamn hate you. Trump says he can easily change the Supreme Court's ruling on birthright citizenship through legislation. Why is birthright citizenship so important to Donnie? Because Donnie has always wanted to be able to take American citizenship away and send them to Eswatini so you can die at the end of a tribesman spear. Literally. That's why this is so important to him. Another reason I hate you. Hopefully it won't be you going to Eswatini, because some of you will. I'm talking to the rubes. I won't even read Donnie's comment. What Donnie means by his comment is I'm going to ignore the Supreme Court, probably going to lock a few of them up to make a point in the future, and I'm just going to go full Reich anyway, and I'm going to deport the people I don't like, because that was always my plan. Did you really think Latin immigrants were the moral of this incident? You fucking fools. No, you were the moral of this incident. Next up is the homegrowns. That was said by your fat fucking pedophile antichrist out loud next to the concentration campman, Mr. Bukele. Fuck you and die. Leon challenged everyone to name someone who was killed by his Doge cuts to U.S. aid. Nicholas Kristof, who did the study, accepted the bloody challenge. Instead of explaining why Kristof was incorrect, he responded with personal abuse. He is clearly rattled. I'll get to the comment. Don't worry, we're working our way there. Digital ID age verification to identify everyone. Flock cameras to track every moment. Data centers to store all the information and store social credit scores. The US government is preparing to fuck us all with mass surveillance and censorship Chinese style. Yes, literally, that's what's happening to you right now. Not a year from now, not 5, not 10. This is not Alex Jones. I don't sell snake oil. But if you'd like to hit the PayPal, that's available. It'll be at the top of the comment section. If you like Zelle better than PayPal, you can use the email provided. To do that, I would appreciate it very much. But this is your reality. All happening at the speed of light. All being rammed through. Because the liberals sold us the fuck out. And went along with Mr. Vought's plan. Digital ID that can be shut off anytime by the Reich. They've already shut some people off in Europe. Flock cameras, data centers, and wearables. No escape. And again, I seem to recall a story written over 1,000 years ago that described this exact fucking system. That liberals took checks to go along with, that Russell wrote in his little manifesto. This exact system that's inescapable, that you cannot participate in society unless you are a participant in this literal system. The beast system being built before your eyes. And this time it's real. You'll understand that when your phone doesn't work until you upload your ID. Okay? Okay, geniuses that know better than me. That's global, by the way. That's in Canada, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, all of it, America. No escape, son. It don't matter that you ain't American. This right going global. I told you that way back, son, remember? way before any digital ID votes were taking place. Coincidentally, all the major countries, empires, are pushing it at the same time in their legislatures, even though no one in their populace wants it except the most stupid of all. Overwhelming majority does not want to be a digital slave. So some dumb cunt can be happy about their child getting alleged protection that they won't get. It's only to enslave their parents. It's a shame some of you are that stupid. Do you think it's a coincidence that after they had your show trials and made a couple judgments, that Google and Meta and all the companies are now lobbying the government to change the law so they don't have to pay your judgments anymore, dumbasses? Because the plan was, idiots, to have that show that would give the liberals the excuse they needed to pretend they give a fuck about the kids. And go along with the right wing in all these countries that thought this idea up. And everybody knew what was coming next after that. The companies would get immunity and no more judgments for the little children's, even though we pretend to care about them. And that's what's happening right now. The Google money, the Zuck money, working to get that immunity, and they got everything else they wanted, son. So I guess they'll get that too. Back to Leon. Someone put a name on Twitter. Leon's original comment. Exactly. And they can't cite a single name of someone who died out of the millions, that's in quotes, they falsely claim have died. Not a single name. That was Leon's original comment the other day, June 28th. That started all this. And I said, when he said this, when I presented it to you, I said, these are third world nations. They ain't big on keeping records. But if you went down on the ground and you did an investigation, you'd get some names. A lot of names. And this person got a lot of names. So let's just do an example. Peter Don, 10 years old, South Sudan, got his HIV meds cut off. A man named Alonzo posted that, not the person that did the research. They're all citing that man's research, that Christoph person. So we get a blue check mark, either bot or troll, that jumps on that. Why didn't you pay for it, you murderer? See, that ain't the own you think it is. Little disingenuous cunt, troll, or bot that will burn. If Alonzo's an American citizen, we were paying for it, cunt fuck. So what are you talking about? Until Fat Leon came along, all gacked up on Special K, and cut it all so he'd get more welfare and a lot of black people would die. You know, doing Satan's work, right, Leon? Baphomet Crestman, I'm talking to you. There's a name, and there's a whole bunch of other names. Troll or bot cunt of Satan or Leon's alt account, who the fuck knows? Because he has many. Why didn't you pay for it, you murderer? Alonzo was paying for it if he wasn't an American citizen, cunt. Cunt fuck of Satan. Until the murderer came along, named Leon Scum, so his fat ass could get more welfare. Welfare queen extraordinaire. What did Leon say? Co-signing his bot or troll or himself? Because he's a piece of shit who loves murder. Really? The guy who listed a name of a person you killed, Leon? How are they a person that loves murder? I don't. Oh, you're projecting like Donnie does. Because Leon, that's you. Literally. Nazis love murder. Why does the messenger who gives us a name cited from research by a man named Christoph? How does that make him love murder? I don't understand, Leon. You waving a chainsaw around up on stage, it kind of looked like you love murder. You cutting that program for the poorest people on earth. As if you haven't stolen enough from them with your emerald mine, you fucking cunt. And then you waving a chainsaw and celebrating it. Leon, it looks like you're the piece of shit who loves murder. And you're a eugenicist. Evident by what you just did. And of course it was targeted at people of color. Also intentional. But there's plenty of welfare for the fat white guy from South Africa who grew up a Nazi. Who the whole world equates with the word douche. That's a fuck of an achievement, Leon. Killing all those people in a third world nation. And celebrating it as if it's the greatest thing ever as you cash your welfare checks. Yeah, the money that I was going to feed those poor people. The reason God's going to throw you right in a fucking lake, you fat fuck. And you know it, Leon, don't you? But you don't like people pointing it out. Because it makes you realize it even harder, I know. Leon, for being the first trillionaire for 5 minutes, you don't seem very happy. And you got your wish. You killed millions of black people in Africa. You should be ecstatic, Leon. It's what you've dreamed of all your life. You and the devil. I don't understand the anger, the animosity, Leon. He's just a messenger. Why are you calling him lusting for murder? That's you, son. I saw you waving a chainsaw. I didn't see Mr. Alonzo waving it around. After cutting, millions of the poorest people on earth, their 1 or 2 meals a day or their AIDS medication. You fucking cunt piece of charcoal. Leon, I would not want to be you, man. No matter how much welfare you have. It's gonna be bad, Leon. It's gonna be real fucking bad. Son, could you imagine having that on your resume? God's looking at your resume, you standing there. Oh, wow, I see you cut a program that fed millions of the poorest people on earth. And you laughed about it. You said how great it was. You came in with the t-shirt and jeans like every sad corporate cunt that went in there, as if they have any skills or personality. As if they ever had in their life. If they know anything about anything. As if. And Leon, I see here on the resume, there's a little video clip of you. Up on a stage with a chainsaw, trying to be gangster. Celebrating that you took the food out of all these poor people's mouths. Millions, Leon. Leon, I don't think you're going to make it. You know where God's going to deposit you and your resume, son? In the lake. And since I know you think Baphomet and the devil's real, you must know God's real too. I know Greasy Pete does. He's racking his brain. How do I hold hands with the fucking Antichrist, even though I'm this greasy, and maintain the grip without walking into Armageddon? How do we could just avoid that? Avoid it. Maybe the grease can help. Make me slippery and shit. If I could just, how do I do it, Satan? How do I hold the Antichrist's hand? But we just avoid that Armageddon thing. Even though he's the ruiner, he's chaos. He's a goddamn animal. I can control him. I'm Greasy Pete. Welfare queen extraordinaire. That's what they said about Hitler. The whole goddamn world was on fire by the time Hitler was done. And for everybody that's loving this whole Nazi thing, and they've been dreaming about this their whole life, and they don't care if it's a right, they don't care if it's a dictatorship, as long as it's their dictator, and they loving it. They're gonna ride this wave with a smile on their face. I think Nazism and a Reich and a dictator is gonna work out. How did the last one work out? This one will be worse. It will end worse. The last one ended with the leader, the dictator, killing himself in a bunker, as children and elderly men were the last defense against the Russians and Americans. And you know what happened to the women, son. That's for a whole country, motherfucker. Every fucking moron that's ever enjoyed any of this. This slow slide into straight Nazism, Satanism, full Reich that's been going on since before I was born, since Nixon's son. If not before then. Every dumbass sheep dead and alive that ever thought any of this was a good idea for 5 minutes. It ends worse than Nazi Germany. I just want you to know that. And that may not mean anything to you. But it will, son. My God, it will. Laugh now, cry and burn later, with boils on your body, 'cause you took the mark. This was a game to so many of you for so many decades since before I was born. It ends with you begging to die, and you can't die, with boils on your body. It ends with the elite begging the rocks to fall on them. It ends with the world on fire. It ends with horror you can't goddamn imagine. I could imagine it. That's why I've been yelling for 10 years, and you haven't. Because he's a piece of shit who loves murder. Leon, you talking about yourself? Because he only just said somebody that you killed. That's all. They just listed a name here, Leon. Where are you getting murder and all this from? Oh, that's you. You're projecting. You're a fat fucking Special K murderer. Of millions, son. God gonna read that right from the resume. When Christ grabs you and throws you in the lake. God gonna be looking at your resume. I'm going to take a break for a moment. Leon's the one that kills a few million Africans. He calls some other motherfucker a murderer. Amazing. The projection with these animals. So Leon doesn't love murder even though he's a eugenicist Nazi. It's the guy who listed the name of the person that Leon murdered. That's where we are in inverted devil land. The 11 a.m. Tuesday time slot is at the Great American State Fair is apparently not the most fruitful, as there are more musicians in the band than spectators. The band, consisting of young musicians, including a hell of a brass section, was quite good. It's an empty field. I mean, I see, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people. Whole band, big screen, showing images behind them. The whole stage is full of musicians. There's more musicians than spectators. This is worse than performing at a wedding, son. This is fucking pathetic. Oh my God. Let's blow it up a little bit. MT. That's our future. That's where it's going. And again, all I see in this picture is doom. Nothing else. It's not funny. It's not cute. Here's kind of a more close-up. And you can see the huge screen. The whole stage is full of fucking musicians. Like 5 people in front of them. All that setting up. All those musicians had to get there. All those years of skill. What's the saying, class? Everything Trump touches dies. Look at it one more time. That's death. And that's something Donnie touched. Quite strongly. Fucking empty. Amazing. I've never seen hate like that. The Kids Act is written and lobbied for by Meta. It's literally the big tech act, right? The trials were for show. The judgments were for show. They paid their judgment. They got their slap on the wrist. Now it's time to make them immune and pass what they need passed. We had the show. The liberals got their excuse. They think we're stupid. They have contempt for us just like the right does. And we're fucked. And that, again, those same surveillance tools, you dumb fucking cunt liberals in government. And again, I'm a guy that defended you up until you voted for surveillance in my car. Then you lost me. Forever. Lest you change ways and change votes right quick, which I know you won't do because you got a check. Your 30 pieces of silver to sell us the fuck out in the fucking fourth quarter. The tech bros are literally lobbying for this. They were lobbying for it before the judgments even happened. Now they're lobbying against the judgments so they can just have what they wanted originally without having to pay lawsuits and go bankrupt. For exploiting the children they exploited, that they're going to exploit further by using their info and ours. And stalking us and stealing our information and selling it and giving it to the Reich so they can come kill us. This is Rep Frank Pallone. Right on the MAGA pile, son. Mr. Pallone. My bipartisan Kids Act passed the House today by an overwhelming vote of 267 to 117. Big Tech has had a free pass for too long. Well, wait a minute. Zuck money paid for this. What are you talking about, Mr. Pallone, you goddamn liar? 1, Mr. Pallone, can you fuck off and die? 2, how dare you vote for surveillance in my car and for me to have to be a slave to some digital beast system? 2, 4, 5, you're not fooling anyone. None of us were fooled by the show trials, any of it. You're on the MAGA pile now. So spare us. Fucking joke. Fucking Judas cunt. For those wondering the truth, this bill passing means that big tech managed to grease the right palms, the liberals, because this isn't the liberals' idea, to make sure that more of our rights got sold and taken away while pretending it's to protect children. This is the Energy and Commerce Democrats, who are MAGA now. Tonight, the House overwhelmingly voted to pass the KIDS Act, a bipartisan bill to protect kids. Yet, no, none of you believe it's to protect kids. We're not stupid. Fuck you all and die. Especially because I defended you all for years. I hate you double for that. Because you make me look like a cunt. And I was hoping, again, you worthless cunts would be smart enough to protect your own ass, one, and you're not. And willing to protect ours, or at least fight till he rounded you all up. Which he's still going to do, by the way, Mr. Pallone, you goddamn fucking idiot. So instead of fighting till they round you all up, you take the Zuckerberg money, pretend it's for the kids, have the show trials. You'll give them immunity next week. And then hand them what they lobbied you for. Again, what you cunts are doing, the same thing the Rubes did by voting R all 3 times. Hastening your own destruction and ours. Because dumb cunt liberals in government. You will be rounded up using these tools you are handing to the devil. That's a promise. And again, I know you think you're immune. They thought that in 1933 too. The socialists, the Marxists, the communists, the trade unionists. They all thought that, just like you. Thought there would be an after. There was no after. It was the end for Germany. They had to start over from scratch once the Russians and Americans were done milking them for everything they were worth. Again, I just got to say, how the last Reich end? 1, 2, this digital system is the literal beast system. The Democrats are just right on Team Satan now. And don't worry, Democrats, it'll come back and bite you in the ass, just like it's going to bite me and everybody else. Because you think there's going to be an after. Donnie planned on there not being an after before he got the keys back. You fucking morons. And then a year and a half in, you say, let's just hand the Reich the surveillance tools so they can stay in power forever. I'm sure that'll go well for liberals, minorities, and women, right? Right, idiots? Your own destruction. I know, just like the right wing and the right wing politicians. You thought you'd do that evil and you get away and you walk away unscathed. I know, AOC. I know, Miss Pelosi. I know, Mr. Schiff. That's not how it's going to go. I didn't go to an expensive school like you three. But I know what you don't know. And it's playing out just as I expected. Except for you going along. Until you're rounded up. I didn't expect that. I should have, though. After my experience on this planet, I should have known better. Then to think you wouldn't Judas at the end. And hand the devil and the Antichrist. And you don't have to believe that. Don't worry. I know you're educated, smart, all of it. I know. I'm sure that'll help you at the lake. You hand him the tools to your own destruction for 30 pieces of silver. The liberals in Canada, in America, in Europe, in Australia. That's incredible. I know, it's for the little children's. I know, sure. One of the products used during Trump's reflecting pool renovation, Rhino 405A, thixotropic high viscosity epoxy resin. Safety data sheet, toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Why not? Poison the whole goddamn pool. No wonder there was a dead duck. Or 8. Good morning. If they cared about children, the DOJ wouldn't illegally be 193 days late on releasing the Epstein files. Right. If any of you cared about children, all the Epstein files would be out by now, and some of those people would be in jail, so none of you care about children. Liberal, Republican, nobody. Obviously, by this person's point here. A brilliant one, by the way. I see you're voting on legislation that'll get me arrested if I don't upload my ID, or I just can't participate in society. And a lot of us need the internet for our work, our businesses, different things. So we go bankrupt if we don't upload that. But you know that. That's why I goddamn hate you. And that's why you're goddamn doing it. And because you think you're immune, you're not, son. Little stupid children. None of you care about children, let's be honest. I thought Obama said this. But it was Biden. Or maybe they both said it. When they were both president. I don't know. Now I think Biden said it. Biden yesterday, Bibi wanted war with Iran. I blocked it. I called him a war criminal and kicked him out of my office. He sold it to Trump. The rest is history. Biden gave a speech the other day for some event. I don't know. And I think he might have said that there. So it was Biden that called Bibi a war criminal and kicked him out. So for the people that had Palestine as their main issue, Gaza, Palestine, that whole thing, and you hated Kamala and Joe because they were still upholding the allyship with Israel. At least you got Joe throwing Bibi out the office and saying, I'm not going to bomb Iran. What'd you get with Donnie? Gaza is ash, and Iran's bombed. Global economic decline as a result. Gas lines in many countries. No fertilizer. Food shortages coming. Heat killing crops. This year. Right now. Food shortage coming. Trump today, we started war to help Israel. 84-year-old Biden was absolutely right about him. Well, yeah. Leaked records reveal Trump has quietly awarded a $500 million no-bid contract for his White House ballroom, and you'll pay every goddamn dime. $500 million. No bid, that means plenty of kickbacks between him and the contractor. That's every project, by the way. Every single fucking one. He even tried to add value to the fucking Federal Reserve renovation behind fucking Big Bad Jerome's back. Got caught live on camera. Mid-grift. The SAVE Act has failed in the House. After over a dozen Republicans joined Democrats in voting no, I was kind of shocked by this. But then I thought about, why would they do this? Why would Republicans go against Donnie on this? Then I remembered the housing bill. That was voted with almost 100% support from both parties in Congress and in the Senate. That never happens. What does that mean? That means it's a bill that's probably not going to really do anything, but the public will think it's going to do something. It also means this, more importantly, the Democrats and the Republicans, which is why they all voted for it, both sides. They wanted to go on their vacation and be able to talk about passing this housing bill, both parties, when they went back to their districts on vacation. They wanted that as a talking point, this housing bill. Look what I did, housing for you. Republicans, same thing. Look what I did, housing for you. Aren't I charitable? Am I not generous? Donnie robbed him of that. Both parties. The literal plan was pass that bill, go on their next vacation after they vote the beast system into existence. When they get up at the town hall or they get on Twitter, we passed the housing bill. That's on my resume now. I care about you. Vote for me again. Donnie robbed them of that. They go on vacation with nothing, but they voted for the beast system and to enslave us all. Both parties. They pissed. Donnie took the carrot that they were going to dangle in front of all you idiots when they go back to their districts. Donnie took that away. Now they got nothing, but I voted for your digital slavery. I voted for Peter Thiel. That's all they got to go back to their districts with. That's why they voted against Donnie here. They know Donnie wants this more than anything. They wanted that housing bill more than anything, both parties. They needed a talking point for their vacation. They don't have one now. So they didn't give Donnie a SAVE Act. If he ain't giving them their housing, I have a feeling they ain't giving a SAVE. They want a talking point for them. They know what that SAVE Act, that just solidifies the Reich and his dictatorship. That's all that does. And they all know that. So they want the SAVE, or they want the housing bill. If Donnie don't give them the housing bill, I have a feeling they're not going to give them this. Only reason they voted against it. No other reason. The pedophiles will force themselves onto you for your data and control under the guise of caring about children now, laughing my ass off. It's only because we weren't cattle for Israel. Let's be for real. Yep. Forcing it on us. None of us want this. And they know it. That's why they're all ramming it through in Canada, in Europe, and here. Again, talking about the energy and commerce Democrats, which are naught but MAGA now, son. Tonight, the House overwhelmingly voted to pass the KIDS Act, which is really the Beast System Act. It doesn't matter if you understand that, they understand that, I do. And I'm telling you straight up. Acknowledge it or don't. Accept it or don't. The pedophiles will force themselves onto you. Yes, straight out of Project 2025. And boy, you people got a lot of pedophiles in that party. I see a new one every single fucking day. A new one, a new 20. And ain't a damn one of them liberal, son. Then there's Donnie in the cabinet. My God, they're like almost all pedophiles. Then there's the tech bros. They're almost all, including Gates. And Zuck. And Leon. And Thale. And more. fuck? Yeah, they're going to force themselves onto it. Yeah, just like they do onto the little children. Yeah. That's what we live in right now. And the liberals in government helping them because they got checks. Jim Stewartson. Good news, everyone. The man who deliberately condemned 14 million black people to death has a new way to drill a hole in your head. This way people can couple directly with Grok. You don't understand how dark this endgame really is. I do, Jim. And Jim doesn't even have the full picture because he's an atheist. He doesn't understand the spiritual aspect to this. And he thinks Peter Thiel is the Antichrist. If there wasn't a God, there'd be no need to make goats with $100 bills that say "In Trump we trust." If there was no God, there would be no need to wear a suit of armor with a Baphomet crest on it. They believe it, son. Why don't you? I'm talking to everybody right now. But Jim's right. The masses don't know how dark these cunts are. What the plan fully is. Jim knows. I know. Let's look at Leon's comment. First, let's Neuralink. The dura is the brain's armor, a membrane so tough that a surgeon normally cuts through it with a scalpel. For the first time in our clinical trials, we inserted the electrode threads of our implant straight through the dura and into the cortex, keeping the dura intact. My God, what dystopian horror nightmare this is that he's even talking about this. And just like Jim said, I know what his intentions are. Jim knows what his intentions are with a goddamn brain chip. It ain't to help humanity, son. It's like Jim says, to couple with Grok. Control of you. What do you, I mean, obviously, he's a demented fucking supervillain on welfare. And he's a Nazi. He's a bad cliche in a B movie. Of course he wants to do something nefarious with his goddamn brain chip. And here's Leon. Neuralink has solved through dura electrode implantation. This is a very big deal as it greatly improves the safety and ease of interfacing with the brain. I hate you. I'm going to take another break real quick. How fucking long it... Man, I did not mean this to be this fucking long. How many more I got? I got about 8. Alright. Yeah, break quickly, and I'll be right back. Bombarding us with evil and chaos, and that was the point. It's been blitzkrieg almost the entire time. I knew it would be. And I don't cover half the shit, son. Okay. It is general knowledge in our practice that for 2 million you can have a pardon. One prominent white-collar defense attorney tells S. Fitzpatrick, I guess they're reporters, an anonymous attorney. And Seth Abramson is commenting on that. In other words, the recent announcement by the White House that Trump is considering 250 pardons to celebrate America's 250th birthday is effectively him announcing that he'll be giving himself a gift of 500 million and letting hundreds of unrepentant rich criminals off. Yeah, letting all the devils out of hell. That's what you're witnessing, literally, every day. Another Nazi eagle. This is, what's his name? Troy Nehls. I'm not sure if he's a senator or congressman. I guess he's a congressman, it looks like, by the question. And he looks like this before I read this abomination that I'm about to read you, that this man said. In front of the whole world. Contempt. It proves these cunts. And again, I at this moment, I understand it's both liberals and Republicans, right-wingers, all across the world that have literal contempt for us. How do House Republicans make the case that you're fighting for affordability when you go back to your districts? Nehls. Affordability? What are you talking about? I'm going to go there tomorrow. I'm going to get me a couple of big lobster tails. I'm going to get me some nice ribeyes. In other words, I can afford shit because I'm living off government cheese. I'm a congressman. I get a food stipend of $80 every day. You pay for that on top of my salary. I get an ungodly amount of time off per year. I get full medical benefits that you pay for. They on Easy Street. We're the ones out here that are fucked. So Troy gonna buy some lobster and some ribeyes. You know, things that we can't afford in our wildest goddamn dreams. Thanks to these cunts. Reporter, do you think 60% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck can afford lobster tails and ribeyes and all that? Nehls, maybe not. Maybe the 60% of Americans don't work as hard as I do. That's always the go-to, isn't it, for all the welfare queens that are fat and white? Right, Leon? Right, Mr. Nehls? This myth that any of these cunts worked harder than you or me, and the fact that he had the audacity to say it out loud in front of all of us without fear of being lynched is why America is over. Cocaine Carp didn't work harder than you, and he's not a savant. The mathematician that says his product is garbage is a savant. Leon Scum didn't work harder than you. He just got all your money via welfare. Greasy Pete Thale didn't and doesn't work harder than you. He just got all your money via welfare because that's who the devil gives money to. Your money. Then they preach the evils of socialism, the very system that gave them all the welfare. And they have literal contempt for us. And they want to kill us and enslave us. Literally, and again, this ain't Alex Jones, son. This real. Or I wouldn't be wasting my goddamn time. I'm fucking tired, and I'm thirsty, and I'm broke. I shouldn't be goddamn doing this. Donnie Shitbags did not work harder than you. He wasn't a successful businessman. It's all bullshit. Every moment of your life. Every word out of your mouth. Every assessment you've ever made. He was a millionaire by age 8, something I've repeated a million fucking times over 10 years. His dad put him on salary, not because he loved him, for tax purposes, of goddamn course. When Fred Christ Trump died, Donnie got $400 million. He tried to get it all, tried to get Fred to sign over the empire to him, while Fred was almost a vegetable. Tried to steal the rest from the rest of the family. From a dying old man. He got $400 million, blew that. He's been a money launderer and criminal and mobster his whole fucking life. He's probably had the greatest losses of any businessman in history. That's just a tax scam. He doesn't get in business to make a profit. He gets in business to launder money and write down losses on the tax form. And he never wanted to be president. It was his dream grift. And his dream was being Adolf Hitler. And the world giving him all the treasure. And now he's living it. 'Cause of you cunts out there. Nutlick didn't work harder than you. Besant didn't work harder than you. Leon was born rich. Donnie was born rich. They get more welfare and they've taken from the U.S. government more than any baby mama with 10 kids could ever in 1,000 lifetimes. Do you understand? When Donnie money launders and runs businesses into the ground because he never meant to make a profit, because then he's got to pay taxes and then he don't get a refund from you dumb mark cunts. When he money launders all year before he became president and bankrupts about 9 businesses and then writes that off on his taxes and gets a $4 million refund, that's your goddamn money, idiot. None of the fat cunts up at the top, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, any of them. None of them worked harder. Bezos, my God, he borrowed $250,000 off his mommy. I wish I would have had that option when I was a kid. To start my first business. Leon, I only got $20,000 from my parents. Yeah, sure, Leon. Right. That's always the story, though, son, isn't it? Born rich. Took all mommy's retirement money, wagered it on a business, could have lost it all. Got hooked up with the CIA somehow. Oh, that's right, your granddaddy was part of DARPA or something, wasn't he? Mr. Bezos? I forgot about that. So he got hooked up with the CIA way before that, actually. So that $250 was secure. The CIA made sure of that. Still had to borrow it off his mommy to start off. Leon had to borrow money off his daddy to start off. Donnie was a millionaire by age 8. None of them worked harder than any of us, not even remotely. That's an inversion of reality. They're all welfare queens. They're all criminals. Your money gave them their lives. They'd be nothing without it. Carp, Leon, Thale, Donnie. The tech bros, too. How much welfare did they get over the years? How much welfare do they get every year at tax time? With all the loopholes designed for rich people. This myth that anyone has used zombies repeat out there, that these people worked harder, that's why they got billions or millions or so successful. That's a myth, and that's why this country's over, one of a million reasons. And that he wasn't too scared to say that out loud in front of us all? One, that should terrify you. Two, that tells you it's over. Three, it shows he has goddamn abject contempt for us. We pay his fucking salary. We buy his goddamn lunch at the fancy restaurant every day for $80. And pay for his fucking dental work. This fuck gonna burn, son. Ugh. I have to say, this experience on this planet, so much of humanity, not all, is fucking disgusting. Mr. Nels, holy fuck. Gonna brag about eating lobster and steak when he knows because of his policies, his life, his shitty existence that will end in the lake? Because of him, none of us can afford that. And then he gonna insult us and say we didn't work as hard as his fat ass. His criminal ass. The Trump admin has opened the application portal for the Patriot Games, where one young man and one young woman from each state compete in a series of demanding physical and mental challenges. Oh, that's the precursor to the Hunger Games. I'm not even kidding. Some sick shit. Some more children for them to grope, I'm sure. I'm not kidding about that either, motherfucker. That's the paradigm. That's your reality that you're in right fucking now. That's why I hate you. On Iran, you know the major war that we lost? Iran's chief negotiator Galibaf, in a new interview, declares Iran is ready for war and our negotiations with the U.S. are now finished until Iran gets its frozen funds. Israel fully withdraws and ends all operations in Lebanon. We will not proceed to the other issues. Galibaf adds, recent U.S. strikes on Iran were a pure violation of the ceasefire. He also says that the Strait of Hormuz is Iran's greatest power tool and will start charging fees after the 60-day period. It sounds like they're at the point where they're just not going to negotiate anymore until they get every single thing they want. So we're right back to the beginning. By the way, in case you weren't aware, all this crazy digital ID shit we were seeing was all in Project 2025, and we fucking warned you it was going to happen. Trump ran on this, and you voted for him anyways. Yep. The beast system, yep. And the liberals warned us about it too. How many liberals did I have to hear the phrase Project 2025 come out of their mouths? And then in overtime on the 9-yard line again. 4th and goal. The Democrats say, fuck it, we took that 30 pieces of silver, we're going to throw the game. And give it to the devil. Even though he yelled about 2025. Since we took money, we're going to vote for a major component that ties it all together. A major component of 2025. Ross Fowl, Dugin, Leon Scum, Trumpofuturism, the end of America and the world. The beast system. So the little liberal children are voting literally for a major component of Project 2025, Roosevelt, and the right-wing fascist, white supremacist dictatorship, global dictatorship. Mr. Carney, do you hear me? Global. Liberals in Canada, do you hear me? Global. Liberals in Europe, do you hear me? Global. That means you get rounded up too. By Mr. Farage's people. You know who they is. I don't know who the MAGA people in Canada are. Otherwise, I'd tell you who's going to round you up, Mr. Carney. Donnie going to round up the liberals here. He got that. Don't worry about that. That been planned a long time ago. I hopes the check was worth it, Mr. Carney. And liberals in Canada, liberals in Europe, liberals in America, I hope the check was worth it. When you on the train. Remember when they shut your car down that you voted for it. Remember when your bank card doesn't work and your internet doesn't work and your car doesn't work and you're stuck on the side of the road waiting for the drone or the men to come get you. Miss Cortez, Mr. Schiff, Miss Pelosi, Miss Clinton. I know you didn't vote for it, but you probably would have. Mr. Obama. I know you all thought there would be an after. You were wrong. You're handing them the tools to your own destruction. It's fascinating to watch. You know better, right? For the children's, right? Sure it is. This is what it is right here, the Trojan horse. Protect children is the outside of the horse. Mass surveillance is the inside of the horse. One of the truest things you'll ever see. And this is the rest of our existence on this planet. It will only get worse. The beast system. And they're going to use children as the excuse. Liberals will use children when it's really about checks. And then they'll get rounded up later via the very tools they hand to the Reich. Isn't that incredible? And I know that for certain. They don't. It's going to be such a surprise. I know I'm getting rounded up. It'll suck, but it won't be a surprise. That's if I decide to let them round me up. I haven't decided yet. Gulf of California, 5.7 earthquake. Gulf of California, 6.0 earthquake. One off Oregon yesterday. The most disgusting part of all this Trojan horse is they all know it's a Trojan horse. Mr. Schiff, Cortez, all of them. They know exactly what they're doing. And they think there's going to be an after. And they think they'll be at the reins at some point. And that politics in America and the world will continue. And we'll just keep doing this. They're wrong. It won't. And the very tools you dumb cunt liberals voted for. Our last line of defense. Sold us out. Judas took the 30 pieces of silver. Now you're going to yell about the little children's as if you give a fuck. I'm going to tell you your future. You ready? You're going to get rounded up. Just like Adolf Hitler did. Donnie nailed the eagle to the fucking wall. Right to the White House. If that don't tell you your future, I don't know what does. The reason you're going to get rounded up is because you gave Donnie the tools to help you round you up faster. It'll happen so much quicker now. Even if your car's exempt. Even if your digital presence is exempt and you don't have to do what we do. They already shut people in Europe off without the beast system even being enacted yet. because the right calls the shots, and American banks have their fingers in every country. That's going to end real soon. It's ending as we speak. American tech companies are getting pushed out of Europe too. Can't be trusted. You'll do the Reich's bidding, and there's a war coming, and everyone knows it. Europe and Canada versus us and Russia, probably. They know it. Unfortunately, Mr. Macron, Mr. Starmer, whoever's going to replace him, Mr. Carney, they're all handing the Reich of their countries and the Reich of this country the tools they need to round them up faster. The point is, not a one of them, including Mr. Carney, believe it's about children. It's a right-wing idea that came from Project 2025 and the devil. And the liberals took 30 pieces of silver and they voted for it in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, etc. And they're going to ram it through no matter what. So again, we have no one to defend us in government anymore. They all on the MAGA pile now. I didn't want them to be. I was their defender for a long time. Defended Israel a lot of times too. They both making me look like a cunt. I don't appreciate that. And what I really don't appreciate is Israel helping liberals and right-wingers across the world enslave me. I take that personally. So you all just go on the MAGA pile. You all go on the lake pile for me. Why? Because you dumbass little children are now signing your name to the beast system. The ones that were supposed to be against it. The ones that will be rounded up by Adolf Hitler. Because they ain't on the team. Even though they took the 30 pieces of silver. You sold us out. And you don't have to understand what you're doing, and you can think there's an after because you're an idiot. And all you see is your future political career. And you think this is politics and we'll get through it and you'll be in control on the other side. You won't. Donnie was never given it back once he got the keys back. That was the plan. And Donnie's doing everything that Adolf did. And super smart liberals in government. One of the things Adolf did was round all of you up. So that's what Donnie gonna do. So surveillance in your car, whether you're exempt or not, that should help. I'm sure you all got modern vehicles. They can be remote shut down. Any modern vehicle. Anything past 2008, I think, can be remote shut down. Because it's linked to the internet. You know, there's an internet link. There's a computer system, you know, sending data back to the person who sold you the car. Now they'll be able to collect more. So that shutdown that you just voted for, that's camera for my car, that'll help them round you up faster, liberals in government. That digital ID will help them shut you off so you can't flee, can't buy a plane ticket, won't even make it to your house because your car will get shut down. You facilitated your own roundup. I know liberals in government, and I know the right-wingers came up with this idea, but I'm talking to you right now. You thought it wouldn't touch you. You thought it would only touch us, the ones you have contempt for. My God, you couldn't be more wrong if you tried. He's Adolf Hitler. He's following all the steps. Right up to the Nazi eagle nailed to the White House. You dumb cunts. What comes next? Well, the roundup, son. And you help facilitate your own roundup. I can't express how disappointed, disgusted I am, except for saying anyone who wants to enslave me, anyone that puts their name on that, you're literally instrumental, in creating the beast system. I don't think the man is going to look too goddamn kindly on that, son. Two, you're enslaving me. All I can say to that, and I don't want to, I didn't want it to be this way. With so many people. But it is this way. For you have chosen it. You have made it this way. So all I can say to those of you that would take 30 pieces of silver and vote for my enslavement forever is fuck you and die. And again, you liberals at the last minute, literally being instruments to institute the beast system, that is not going to go well for you with the man. And I know most of you don't care about the man, but I wouldn't want that on my resume. I was instrumental in bringing the beast system online, enslaving the human race. I'm glad I don't have that on my resume, and I have a feeling that's going to have you ending up in the lake. I don't think you'll be exempt from the mark either. And if you're all down with digital ID and a camera in my car, I guess you'll all take the mark too, huh? That's not going to go well. Anyone that takes the mark ends up in the lake, so don't take the mark. It's going to have shit on it. Have a wonderful day. We've been sold out. We got no one looking out for us in government anymore. Welcome to the beast system. Welcome to the apocalypse in the end. Good luck out there.